I'm a 7 Deadly Sins fan first and a logical man second. But why on God's green earth do we have to continue the series? There will be no spoilers for the first half of this video, trust me, I got you. I'm just here to answer some important questions that need to be asked, like how is the animation holding up? So imagine running a horse and it stands up and tells you it wants a divorce, but not before she gave you $1 million, but not US dollars, 1 million yen, and if you translate it, that is $7,545.86. But lucky for you, you were around when Bitcoin shot up to the moon, and you conveniently bought it back then for $5. Now you're a millionaire, but unfortunately, your wife knows the password, and she's already logged in, sold your share, and gave all your money to her father, which is a man that you despise greater than 1,000 sons. Lucky enough for you, Jesus saw your unfortunate circumstance and said, "Where there's a light, there's no hose," and fires a blast to the horse, turning her good, and you and her ride into the sunset. If you can relate, let me know. So next question is Tristan the new Boruto? Well, let's look into it. Is Tristan arrogant because his father is a badass? Yes. Is Tristan put into nobility due to his father's actions? Yes. Is Tristan's annoyance tolerable? A small yes. Similar to Boruto, does Tristan make a good MC for the series going on? First, Boruto, a good MC. Calm down. Second, Tristan has a lot of potential, but he also has a lot to look up to, being the father of the famous 7 Deadly Sins, and probably having fans and enemies all throughout Britannia. So that's a lot of pressure to put on a new kid, and on a new MC. So after this part 1 movie, it's hard for me to see if the series is gonna go well with Tristan as the new MC, because easily this could turn to like another Boruto thing, and I'm gonna hate it. Or this could really turn to something great, something that makes me want to revisit the series all over again. As of right now, it's too early to say if Tristan's gonna make a good MC. Call an ambulance! That was the new villain of the story. I love it, and I hate it. So, without spoiling, let me tell you why I love this one. It is a character we have met before in the series, and this new villain actually has a good reason why he wants the Sins dead, and he wants destruction of all races, except his own. And I'm kind of glad they went this route and not create some new generic villain for Tristan to overcome. However though, we just came off fighting the devil and the angel god, and those two were kind of the highest powers known to man. At this point, as you watch the series, you're just gonna wonder when is the Sins gonna come in and just one-shot this new foe. So I guess that's not really an issue with the villain, that's an issue with the power scaling. So when it comes to power scaling, a lot of questions can be asked, like is Tristan as strong as Meliodas? Why is Meliodas not there one-shotting everyone? Why is Bond not there one-shotting? There's so many questions that can be asked with this new villain in play. And of course, with the Sins still being there and their sons also being there. Well, now we have reached the halfway point of this video. After this point, I will be spoiling the movie. You have 5, 3, 1, the restraints are off. Tristan comes in fighting Lancelot, Bond's son. What? And then Tristan is winning using his demonic powers? I can't believe this. And then they go on this whole entire Tristan is too afraid of his dark energy and his demon powers. It makes me wonder, did Meliodas not prepare for this? Granted, Meliodas, he's not really a father type of guy, you know. His own father tried to take over his body, so.
I like you. And I want you.
So Death Pierce is the new villain. I'll be honest, in the original series, he really didn't do anything. So to see him as a villain and actually have good reason why he hates all the races, I am a fan of that. But I just don't see him going toe-to-toe with Meliodas. Nor do I see him go to toe-to-toe with really any of the Sins. Like, come on, like, he's a human. He's not a human that went through hell training. He's not a human that has demon power or like other shenanigan powers. Sure, he made Power of Chaos, but how far can Power of Chaos possibly bring him? Because if I see him go like toe-to-toe with Meliodas and like almost kill him, that's how I know Power of Chaos is just pure and utter BS. Granted, we have to see what the Power of Chaos can do to a human being. Plus, we also have to mention Death Pierce's mage. He looks to be an interesting fella. I don't know what the background and story with him is. He looks to be like some dark, ancient magician asshole crap. That, what I'm guessing is Death Pierce probably found him somewhere, said, hey, yo, I need power. Let's work together, destroy all humanity, except for not destroying humanity, and destroy everything else, and make sure humanity is the last one alive. And then, of course, probably the magician dude said, sure, why not? Then they all worked together, made a chaos staff. I guess Death Pierce is a villain. We'll see. Part 1 gave me a taste. Part 2 will deliver, hopefully. So with the way that they ended this part, I'm not against it by, you know, showing off that Lancelot was actually the badass fairy dude. But I'm like, what? I thought this was gonna be King and Diane's son. Because, you know, they kind of hinted towards Diane, saying like, oh man, where's my child? And then, you know, next thing we knew, we see this badass fairy, kind of looking small miniature giant, possibly. And then now I'm like, oh, this could be be the son they were looking for. And then, you know, it's Lancelot in disguise, woo. Which I am kind of glad they brought back the fairy thing, how fairies can transform into, you know, transform. And how Meliodas looks with that outfit, though. I want that outfit. Man, retirement never looks so good. And can we talk about King sitting on the throne of his own palace? Yo, I feel like a parent watching my stupid child growing up into a king. And Vaughn and Elaine are just in their own private territory doing God knows what. And I just find all of this to be very charming, and I really enjoy this movie. I am kind of happy that the series did continue, but I'm also worried again still how Tristan is gonna really power scale, because maybe not power scale is the correct word, but how is Tristan gonna be involved in the story? Because like I said, Meliodas and the Sins defeated God, and unless they get heavily nerfed, I am kind of also happy that they brought back Chaos again. Meaning they aren't like making like new magic out of nowhere, because the power of Chaos does exist due to Arthur, which that character is already something that hated, absolute I hate him. So there's a good chance we might see Merlin in part 2. But I need to mention the travesty that happened. Elizabeth got the most greatest, horriblest downgrade known to man. How do you go from looking like this to this? Elizabeth got the man, Elizabeth gave birth, Elizabeth after that stopped trying. Saying, I got everything I need. I don't need to try anymore. And that's why she got cursed. I like what they did with Gother. Gother is now kind of the mentor to Tristan. So I kind of actually like that. It's not a bad thing for Gother. But that's it for my ramble. Thank you for watching. You guys stay safe and peace.